Okay. Let me see. Can you guys see? Alright. Let's just get with this. Okay. First thing I want to tell you guys. Hello. Hi. I'm Shauna. And once again, this is Ring Light Crafts. For this part of our life, you will need the painting we just did. Because this is part 2. And now we're going to turn an abstract painting into a non-adjective painting, okay? So now what we're going to do is, let me tell you what I did do first. Okay, of course we did this together, but I blotted it, and once I looked at it, I thought, it's taking away too much of the bright, brilliant colors I wanted. So what I did is I went ahead and I pulled up some more of the turquoise and some red, and I just added them and I wiped it off. I just went directly from the bottle to the knife onto the canvas. And then I did the exact same technique, just wiping it off, just so I can bring out some more of the brilliant colors, because I felt like I lost that and I really didn't want to. Okay, now for part 2, let me get rid of this for a second without totally destroying it here. My paints and stuff just fell on it. Hang on one second. Okay. What you're going to need for part 2 is you need to get some computer paper, newspaper, whatever you want. Preferably something that you can recycle, but nothing with personal information, because if you do manage to sell your work, fantastic. You don't want anybody having your personal information. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of paper here. Can you guys see this? Uh-oh. Let me give it a second. Make sure you guys can see this. Okay. So now what you're going to want to do is take your paper. I have 2 here. We're just going to do it together. You're going to fold it in half. No matter what kind it is, newspaper, newsprint, it doesn't matter. You're just going to fold it in half. And then you're going to fold it in half again. Why waste so much paper, right? So, let me grab my little thing over here because I left it on the wrong table. So now what we're going to do is open it back up. We're going to take our scissors, which for some reason I threw in my paint. Crazy me. And we're going to go ahead and you're going to cut it on the lines the best you can. Doesn't have to be perfect because no one's going to see it. And you can go ahead and cut each of them out, okay? So, we're going to have a total of 4 pieces from 1, and we have 2 papers, so we have a total of 8. Okay, so we got our 8. I'm just going to do 1 because I pre-made a lot of these for a different painting, which has already been, posted and long gone. So, I'm going to go ahead and just make a 1. Let me move these out of the way. And what I'm going to do is either take a doily or a paintbrush or any stick that you may have that you don't have to go out and buy. And we'll go ahead and work from that, okay guys? Give me 1 second. I just realized that this may not be recording. Oh my goodness. Let's just hope it is. Okay, so what we're going to do is go ahead and take whatever you find that you want to use for this particular next step. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and use a paintbrush because I forgot to get my sticks and stuff out. And I don't want to have to start over. Oh, good. It is recording, you guys. Hello, hello. Can't see who's on, but hello to anybody that's there and everyone. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take our little paintbrush. You're going to take it right about middle. And you're just going to fold it over. And then you're going to fold it just as tight as you can get it. I'm going to lay it down and do it, okay? Because I do have problems with this because of no damage in my hands. And I'm just going to roll it. We're just going to keep rolling. Keep it as tight as you can. Oh, well, it's going to have paint on it. It's okay. It's not going to matter. Because we're going to paint them anyways. So you're just going to roll them up like this. As tight as you can get. Add a wee bit of glue at the end, you guys. Remember, hot glue can get 3rd-degree burns. And I'm so good at burning myself. So let's try not to. Okay. Pull off any excess paint, glue that may be there because you're not going to need it and will want it on your little design. Okay, and then you're going to pull out whatever you have in the middle. You're going to pull it right out so you have this type of a form. Now, because it is only an 8x10 canvas, I'm sorry, I should have told you that to begin with, I'm actually going to go right ahead and I'm going to cut it in half. Okay, now I have two. One's coming undone, which is nothing unusual. Stick your little brush right back in there and pull it. You may have to do it again, it doesn't matter. And just roll it so that you can add glue at this end, okay? As long as you get one piece the way you want it is all that really going to matter on this particular one. Okay, let's just wipe this off, take out my brush, and put my brush over there. Okay, so now we got two. My next step is we're going to go ahead, and I'll tell you why we're going to do this. We're going to put glue in here. And the reason why we're going to put glue in there, because some places, like where we live, is very known for little spiders or scorpions. And yeah, no, we don't want that in anything, definitely not in our homes. So I don't want little spiders in here, and that's what we have more than anything. So I'm going to fill up this hole with glue, just like that. And then once it dries, you can actually put like Elmo's glue or something on top of that and dip it in paint or dip it in glitter, whatever you want. And then we're going to paint it. Once it dries, you paint this. And then after you paint it and everything, you guys, you can go ahead and we're going to bend the bottom once it's painted. Okay. And this bottom is where we're going to add onto our canvas. So I'm going to set this one aside, because we're going to show you what it's going to look like from this next step. Okay, so once we cut them and we paint them, I happen to have this one here, already has the glue in there. On some of them you still may have an opening if you feel like it's necessary, because what little critters you may have up in the homes where you live. Like, we got spiders. I can't believe how I have never seen so many spiders in my life. We're just going to sew the edge. You can always go back and repaint it or cover it with something else. My hands were a little wet, so it kind of pulled off that. But I'm not going to worry about it. So now we got these little things here. And I got them in several shapes and sizes and colors. Let me pull them over here. So I'm going to go over this real fast one more time, just to explain the next step. Once you roll them, okay, I realize it wasn't too clear. Once you roll them up, and you glue them down to the width you want. Add glue just to keep the bugs out of inside your little thing here. I can't even think what it's called, you guys. But you don't want spiders getting in there. So seal it with something. I'm using hot glue. And then on the bottom, after you paint it and everything, go ahead. We're going to bend it down. And you can add a little glue on the end just to make sure it's safe on the inside or outside. You can add it before you seal it, however you want. All you gotta do is wipe the gun like that and then bend it up, just to make sure that no little spiders could get in there, okay? Now, once they're like this, go ahead and you can either paint them before this or after this step. So I do have one here that's already been pre-done. Once again, this is just the exact same step I just showed you, except for it's painted, and this is acrylic paint. So now what we're going to do, go ahead and bring our painting right back over here. Let me move my glue gun out of the way. We're still going to need it. This is our little painting here. I hope that you're able to see it. Okay. And now I want to turn an abstract into a non-objective painting, which means pretty much whatever you want to do, no right, no wrong, have total fun with it. So we're going to just take these things that we just made. I'm going to add glue on the bottom of them, and I'm just going to paint them. Like I have purples here. I think I'll just go ahead, and I think I'm going to stick this one right over here just because I can. And if glue goes on the edge, you guys, go ahead until you learn how much of a glue that drop that you may need. I'm just going to use my nail and pick it up, because once it's sitting there for a few minutes, it's not going to matter. Now, I'm going to let go, and it's going to kind of fall. At this point, what you want to do is grab something that you can just place on your canvas if it's dry, or slightly off, however you can do it, and just make it stand just for a few seconds so it has total time to dry. Now we do have that one. Oh look, we have a dark blue one here. And if the glue spreads like that, you guys, real simple solution. If it spreads, just cut it off to the shape that you can see underneath it. On some of them, I did paint the inside of the tip just because it was for a class project that I had to do. And I wanted to make sure it looked better than what I normally might do because it's just for me, right? So, once again, I'm going to add a little here because I didn't put none on inside. And flip it over, just add a little dot right there. And I'm going to place it wherever I want it to go. I'm going to go ahead and put it here. Now, remember guys, there's something called a rule of threes. Basically, it means, okay, just odds, okay? Like, I don't want to just put 2 there and call it done. I want to follow that steps. I want it to be odd so that it will kind of fit in with everything else, just the way it is. So I'm going to go ahead and take this orange yellow one here I have. Hope you can see this. I am going to put some glue right in the middle. So the thumb is odd numbers. Some people call it the rule of 3, especially in photography. I'm just going to add it here. Now you don't have to put them just like this. You can put them anywhere you want on your canvas. I'm just putting them here simply because I thought it'd be kind of cool. So I'm going to go ahead and, whoops, I didn't have enough glue, so it popped up. And my canvas isn't totally dry, but I'm not going to worry about that. Add some more glue and just put it right back where I wanted it. Hold it for a second. And I'm going to take my little bottle here, put it right behind it, just like I did the other one, just to support. Whoops, I keep hitting it, you guys. Okay, we won't. I'll just hold it with my hand. It's being picky because it's not truly dry. Alright, so now I got 3 here. I'm not going to add a 4th because if I add a fourth one, it would no longer be 3s. So I always want odd numbers. I can make it 5, I can make it 7, anything like that, just not even. At least I don't want it even. So I'm going to take another one I have here, pre-paint it, and go ahead and cut it. I do not have the insides of these painted or glued. I can do that after this tutorial. Let me show you one more time. All I did was put it right in here and let it set. On some of them, I just did this here right away, and then I don't have to worry about it, right? And we'll just go ahead and pinch it down. Alright, I'm just going to let this one set. Watch how you do that, because I did just burn my fingers. It was careless on my behalf. So I'm not going to do this one. Oops, I picked up paint there, or fuzz, something. I'm not going to add it here. I'll do this later. I just want to get this going so I can show you my design. Okay, so let me go ahead and bend it here. Once again, you could, before you bend it, go ahead and add some glue right inside there. Just a little. And then go ahead and bend it. See how it's coming out? Don't put your hand there. That's what I just did. Just wipe it off. No big deal. Now you can put your hand there because you're not going to hurt yourself. Lord willing, anyways. And now we're going to go ahead and figure out where we want to put the pink. I know I did not want an odd number, but I'm going to add my pink right here. And then I'm going to build on this. So I'm not going to make it even. I will add another one. Just because for some reason that just kind of made me think, oh, that'd be cool. So I'm going to add my glue. I'm going to stick it right in where I want it. And we're just going to let it sit there for a second. Now, I know some of you are probably saying, what about the middle? That kind of looks not so great. Well, I don't have them handy, so can't pull them out. I wish I would have thought about it. I have some little beads and some little balls and stuff I'm going to put in the middle. After all, it's abstract, right? Maybe some kind of little stone. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let's see if I got another. Now, this is the closest I got to an orange. Let's pull up a green. Once again, I will seal the ends after I'm done, just so that we're not wasting time. I'm just cutting these in half. These ones obviously been pre-painted. And we'll go ahead and add a little glue at the end, because it's easier to do that now than later. seal that bottom. Oops, too much glue, couldn't tell. And we're just going to bend it where I want it to bend. And get rid of that excess glue there. Don't need it by my hand. And once again, none of this has been sealed, you guys, yet. So if any of these fingernails are showing up, you can just repaint them, okay? So, once again, we're just going to add some of a little bit of our glue right here. With the hot glue. And I'm going to put it here. Just going to hold it for a second. Now, it's easier to put the glue in before you do this part. And the simple reason why is the glue will just run, and then you're just going to end up filling it up, and it's going to be a waste of your glue. So since I am doing this now, I will just put it on an angle and just put something under it or something to support it and put it at an angle so I can just get the end. Normally I would have that end done. Okay, so now I got my little, whatever this is supposed to be, coming up. Simply fun. And we got what? 5. Let's go ahead and add another one someplace else. It doesn't have to be in the same place. It doesn't have to be coming at you. You can lay it down flat. You can do whatever you want. I think I'm going to add maybe one on the opposite side. Can you guys see this? Let me pull this way. And hopefully you can see this. And hopefully the computer will tell me here shortly if you can't. So I can readjust it. Okay, I'm going to put one right here. That may fall, but that's okay. We'll deal with that in a second. And there we go. Okay. I'm put one right here. Cut that string off of the glue. There you go. And I'm pull that right back up. And the reason why is I have a lot of glue on the inside of there. I can feel it. This is like I said when it'll just run. So now you got to really work this to make this one work. Okay, so let me just bend it here. I can feel that glue. We're going to make it work though. Add a little bit of glue back here. And put it right back where I had it originally. Okay, hold it for a second. Let's see if this will hold it without ruining the paint. And wouldn't ruin the paint, actually, just give it a neat design. Okay, we'll go ahead and take a purple one. Once again, do the exact same thing. I'm cutting it in half. I'm going to add a little bit of glue here this time, just a little, and then we can fold it. Get the shape I want. That is sealing that bottom so no spiders get in there. Of course, we're going to do something else with it. I'm going to add something to it so you probably won't even see that. And I'm just going to make this 2. But remember, we can't have evens because it's just doesn't work. You want the rule of 3s, you want the odds numbers. So what I will do is add one more here. With that, just put that one there, so put that for a minute. And I think I'm going to bring out dark blue because this just kind of pops at me. And let's go ahead and we're going to cut this one in half. And any little glues that is coming over the edge that didn't give you the angle you want, you guys don't hesitate to cut them. It really is okay. There you go. Now I got my little angle. I'm going to add a little bit of glue once again on the inside. We'll take that piece that's falling off there. Right inside of there. And we're going to bend it. Just like so. Hi Mel, welcome. Hi Jane, welcome. Jane, today we are making, the first video is an abstract painting. Now the second half, which is what we're doing right now, is we're turning that abstract painting into a non-objective painting. And I am doing something very similar to what I did in class. And we're just going to have some fun with it. This piece right here, I don't know when you came on because I couldn't see my monitor. This is just rolled paper. Like what you would make into a wand for cosplay. But I cut them and paint them and then we are gluing. And we added glue to certain areas. Now on the tips, like I said, you can add glitter. You can do whatever you want with it. Unfortunately, I can't get to mine because it's on the opposite side, and I pulled in my table, kind of trapped myself in a corner because my glue gun is the only place it would work. There we go. So now I'm going to leave it as a 3. Just because this has 5, that has 3, it doesn't have to be identical. The whole point is to have fun with it. But since I do have 2 things here, I kind of want to stick with the 3s. Some people will leave it that way because they are odds, but since it is 2 different and it still equals 2, I'm not going to do that. I want the odd. I'm actually going to go ahead. I have a bigger one here. I'm just going to take this piece. I cut it. Let me pull this down so you guys can see where we're going next. Bear with me. I hope you can see. You know what? Just because I'm making them where they come at you and they come away from the canvas doesn't mean they have to be. You can lay them. You can stack them. You can go over the edge with them. There's no right nor wrong to this. It is an abstract, or excuse me, a non-objective painting. So you just have fun with it. So this is what we're going to do on the last one. It'll still give me my 3. It's still bringing these little critters up. So I'm going to go ahead and take this bright, brilliant orange. It's kind of fatter than the other ones. I'm going to fold this one. Add some glue right in there so it doesn't get on nothing. Or, you know, no spiders can get in there. And fold it. And yes, I don't like spiders. That's why I say it all the time. I do not like the little critters. They bother me tremendously. This one, I am going to make it stand up. I wonder how well you guys can see this part. Okay, I think you might be able to see it. But you know what? I don't want to go corner, corner, corner. And I never, ever, ever want to go directly in the center of a painting. Just a rule of thumb, because people go, oh, look. No. You want them to look everywhere on your painting. So I'm hoping, let me pull this more at an angle this way. Hopefully you guys can see where I place this one. This is kind of off-centered. It's away from the corner and off-center, just because I don't want to do here, here, here. Okay? And now I want to show you that it doesn't necessarily have to all stand up. They can fall. But we are going to cut them because I don't want them that tall. All that long. Let me get a hold of this. I'm just going to cut this right in half and take this piece. And once again, I am going to close this edge. Or, since we're doing it this way, I don't have to close it, but we're going to seal it. So we're going to set that one down just for a few seconds by my fan. And let it kind of seal that edge. While I pick another color here. We'll take the pink. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We're just going to seal the edge. Okay? And I'll put that by the fan, and we'll grab, well, we could use a green, but we don't have a lot of green in there, so let's not use the green. Let's go ahead and just use the colors we got. Okay, so I'm going to just take this one. I'm going to make it look like it just fell down. Okay, why not? Who says we can't? I'm going to go ahead and press that edge just a little, even though I got glue in there, and I'm not really standing it up. But once again, I don't want critters. So we're going to seal it. There we go. And I'm going to add a little bit of glue. This time I'm going to go from the bottom to about mid. And I'm just going to lay it like it fell. Oops. I could have turned it the other way, but it's okay. And do it that way. There we go. We can bring it up. It doesn't have to stand. Make it look like it's not quite standing, but not quite laying. Now let's go ahead and take our pink one. And we're going to just kind of, oh, let's do the same with the pink. Let's add a little bit of glue from one end to the other. And we're just going to kind of lay it down. I should have put it more this way to hide that little edge. But just make it look like it fell. Now, to finish our abstract painting, let me just see if I can glance and find my... Oops, sorry guys. Beads, okay. This will work well. Okay guys. We're going to take these. I still have a lot of these left over. Just make sure I don't use the stone that goes inside that ring I'm supposed to fix, right? Put that in there. Alright, so now I got these little beads, or what do we call them, little stones. I'm just going to pick out a couple. And then we're going to kind of make them where they fit together. Like, well, you'll see. Let me set these down because I have to have both hands. And I'm just going to pick a bead. Okay. Let me see what color this is. I know you can't see it. I had to put them over to the side. I guess this is the biggest one I'm going to have. This is a little yellow one. And since it's yellow and I only officially have one piece of yellow on here with anything, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue there. And let me pull it back this way. How well can you guys see this? I hope you can see what I'm doing. Let me move that out of my way. Pull this back this way. Back to our first one. I'm going to go ahead and add this in the middle. And notice we still have the edges are still showing. And that's okay, because just because we don't have one doesn't mean we're going to use one. I mean, there's other sizes. But once again, we want to make sure that we are using it by odd numbers. So I'm going to place a little stone on a few of them. Okay, well, this one's kind of big. I'll grab another little one here. It's kind of the same color, but that's alright. It's still purple. Add a little bit of glue. And we're just going to put it here. So I got my 3 stones. I'm sticking with the odds. And now let's bring it right back to this one over here. Whoops. Don't lose my little stones. Bear with me, guys. Here we go. We're going to put a little stone in there just because we can. And we're just going to do one. Once again, it is a big yellow one. Unfortunately, I don't have other colors in the bigger ones anymore. I'm just going to set that there. All this is doing is giving it something else. Remember, this is non-adjustable, non-adjustive. Sorry, sometimes I can't say it. So there's really no right, no wrong. It's just fun. Now, the stones here and here in the other one we just did, these stones, kind of connect them. Okay, and we got one up on top that really isn't connected to nothing yet. So we're going to add something there. Just kind of give it the idea of, oh, look, they're all connected. Let me get rid of these little pieces here. Let me pull this back down. Hopefully you guys can see this part. And once again, I'm going to take a big yellow one, because that's what I got. And you know what? It doesn't even have to touch them. You can put it anywhere you want. I'm going to put it right here, just because we can. And let's go ahead and add a few other little stones. But remember, if I'm using 2, I want to make sure I use 3, or 5, or 7, but never even. Just kind of sticking with the same of odds here. Just going to stick that little guy right there. And just because it needs something, I'm going to go ahead, whoops. I'm going to go ahead and take this little guy. I'm going to stick it right here on the bottom one of this one. Now, let me move these out of the way because they're not part of this design. Even though it kind of put paint on my canvas here. I'm just going to rub it up so I don't never know. Okay. So now we got our non-adjusted painting. But I kind of don't like how this one's just odd. To me, it's just there. So, we're going to go ahead. We're just going to add a few more and kind of bring it down. Just to give it a little something else. So basically what I'm trying to show you is a non-adjusted painting. There's no limitations. I'm just saying the odds because, whoops, that's usually the rule of thumbs. Like if you're drawing birds or painting birds in the sky, you want to do, not just, you want either 1 but never 2, or 3 but never 2. You want to carry it out. You want the odd numbers. So, we had the original 3, we just added 2 more. So now we got 5. And now if you really, really want it, just something more, just because you can, you just kind of pour it out. Do whatever you want with it. And just kind of keep track of how many pieces you got there, just so you know if you got even on odds. And just have fun with it. So, the next step on this, I'm going to go ahead and go back and fill up the ones that I did not fill up before we did this. And then once it totally dries, I am going to go ahead, and I think I would just put a spray sealant on it because it is acrylic paint. So, I mean, acrylic is water-based, just like watercolor. And there is difference, but you get the idea. And then we're going to just go ahead and spray it down I'll let it dry. Then I'll take my photograph and I will show you the end on the thumbnail so you can see exactly what this looks like. So remember, we went from an abstract painting, which was just the paint itself, to a non-adjuctive painting, which is all these little things on it. You can just do a non-adjuctive, you guys, with paint alone, if that's what you want. Or you can use the caulking or the spackling, any way you want to do it. You can do it any way at all you want to do it. It's strictly your design. So, with that done, you guys, I hope you like this little tutorial. And next time we'll do something totally off the wall. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me. And as always, be blessed. Bye, guys.